So as promised, I said I'd do a video on when I knew enough was enough. So I had my last drink, as everybody knows, on the 27th of December. But there were some other things that leading up to that made me change my mind and obviously decided I didn't want to be drinking in session on the weekends anymore. And I've actually written a list because there's that many. So I wasn't a very nice person. I mean, if you write down the things, the way you behave and stuff through drinking drugs. So I was quite sly and manipulative in terms of, you know, I'd try and get people to do what I wanted in terms, so I could get what I wanted in terms of going out, getting my drugs, whatever. I was very deceitful and selfish. I'd hide my habit. I'd put stuff, you know, hide my bags and everything like that from everybody. Deny doing it. So I was lying as well. Very paranoid, always, obviously, because you're lying. So, you know, very depressed. I mean, my worst, I laid in bed and I woke up after a come down and actually told myself, because I deleted dealers' numbers that many times and then got them back and all the rest of it. I changed my number, everything, nothing worked. And I told myself at one point, you know, if you do it again, then you just take your own life, because what's the point in being here? This is how your life's going to be forever. And even then I carried on, you know, and it's not even, it's not one defining moment that made me decide to just give up. It's just how, when you see how good life is without it, you don't want to go back, but you've got to give it a chance. You've got to get to like 10 days, at least just do 10 days without anything, and your life will just massively improve. And I feel like a different person. I wasn't a nice person. I was a horrible person. But I do feel like I'm making up for that now that I'm thinking straight, because you're not thinking straight. It's an illness at the end of the day. My priorities were fucked. My house was a tip. I'd have days where I didn't brush my teeth, days where I didn't wash. My dishes would be in the sink. There were weeks when I didn't put my bins out. I was a fucking slob. You know, I was an absolute pig. I was an unkempt, dirty, skint slob. You know, and I was unreliable. I let people down all the time. So that's the reasons I decided to give up. And I could write down a million things now about the person I've become in the last 16 days. And, you know, I'm not there, obviously, because it's an ongoing process. There's no going to be any sort of defining moment that when I'm cured, this is forever. But I'm happy with that. I'm on a natural high. And like I said, anybody that wants to give up, I'm here completely for your support. And if anybody needs anything, I'm here. But yeah, it wasn't one particular thing. It was just the way that I behaved and the way I become. My kids didn't go without. My kids went off to school clean and tidy. But on the front of it, you know, I looked like I had all my shit together, doll myself up on a night out and looked great. But behind closed doors, my life was a fucking mess. Peace and love.